Hello, hello, and welcome everyone here in my corner of Facebook. It's so wonderful to have you. And I am thrilled today to bring you one of the most impactful women who's crossed my path recently, the amazing Elva Fonseca. And she has opened my eyes to a new way of looking at clutter and the way it impacts our lives. And she is the incredible founder of Sensational Organizing. This is a company that she founded, a professional home organization business, and it's been founded since 2015. She lives in California and she has an amazing family that she loves to spend time with, I know. And clutter and distractions can be one of those major impacts that come across our life when we want to spend time with our family. So without further ado, I'm going to allow Elva to introduce herself as well. And just tell us, Elva, as you introduce yourself, how you came to be drawn to organization. What called you to that? Because most people are like, ooh, chores, like clutter, like, let me just show what makes this
Yes.
light up for you? Tell us who.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here, Irena. Yes, I am a professional organizer and I help my clients go from overwhelmed and exhausted to hopeful and energized when it comes to their living space. And so, to the question of how did I get started on this, I get asked all the time. All my clients want to know. It is a fairly new industry that our people are being aware of. So the way that I started, or the story that draws me to this work, is a story back from my childhood. When I was 8 years old, I remember, I always say that chaos on the outside is a reflection of the chaos on the inside. And during that period of our life, there was a lot of chaos and specifically uncertainty because of this event that occurred in my childhood. And that was that I remember playing with my neighborhood friends outside, and my mom came home from work one day and she had received news that my father had been arrested. And so she, without acknowledging us, she ran inside into the bathroom, into the home. And as the oldest, I was very keen to what was going on around me. So I remember noticing this, running in behind her. And as I went inside, our home was, again, chaotic. There were toys everywhere, laundry piles, dishes in the bedrooms. And so our home was very teeny tiny. And I remember needing to move some chairs to the side. And I found myself in front of the bathroom. And I knock on the door and I say, "Mom, what's wrong?" And she says, "Nothing, mija, nothing. Go and play." I could hear her voice breaking. And I said, Mom, but I noticed something is wrong. Please let me help. What is wrong?" And she says, "Nothing, mija, nothing. Go and play." And so after a while, she finally opens the door and I threw myself in her arms. And she starts weeping and she says, "I'm alone. I feel so alone." And I remember telling her, "Mom, you're not alone. You have me." And she patted me on my head as if she was saying, "What do you know? You're just a kid." Um, well, I didn't quite know what I was going to do. I was only 8 years old. But I remember that's where I can pinpoint my decluttering journey began, because at that point I started removing from our space what no longer made sense. You can't build a future with yesterday's clutter. And so I had to release from our space what no longer served us. And so that is what I like to empower or encourage my clients to do is they're not letting go or losing their stuff. They are uncovering their beautiful life.
Oh, I love the way that you say that because it's true. I'm all goosebumps here, by the way. You talk about uncovering that beautiful life because so many of us have a hard time with those sentimental items. And hello, Renee, great to have you. Thanks for joining us. And it's hard. That is a big piece when you start to look around and you're like, oh, but I might need that for a rainy day. Oh, but I could use that, or maybe I'll give that to a friend when they have a child, or I'll save this like for my kids. What tell me, is there really harm in saving this stuff? The fact that maybe it seems like clutter, but that phrase like one man's treasure is another person's junk. How do we come to terms with really releasing the clutter, because sometimes people aren't motivated enough just to know that it could uncover the beauty. Is there more to the story? Tell us.
There is more. If you think about the opposite, is what is it costing you to hold on to that stuff? So just for reflection, there is a very beautiful quote by Mary Johansson that says, "Clutter is a weight that has built on top of you so gradually you don't even realize anymore that it's holding you down." And I see so many people that they have these dreams and these goals that they want to accomplish, and they can't because they can't focus, and etc. So I wanted to go through with you a few other hidden costs that occur because we don't release these items. So the first one is relationships. It costs you tension with your significant other or kids, and you're not able to entertain because of the clutter. So that's one hidden cost. The other one is money. There's people that pay their bills late, so late fees, buying duplicates of items you already own but can't find them, the cost of the space that it's keeping up. People have these great, awesome cars that they need, but you have stuff in your garage taking up the space, right? For example, or they end up paying fees for storage space on items that they rarely use, right? It also costs us as far as our time. So you waste a lot of time searching for things, and that is stressful. You're not able to be productive with your time as well. The other hidden cost is emotionally. It causes stress. You have guilt, these feelings of being out of control, and even depression. So it's very important that you realize, or that we take time to analyze the things that we're choosing to keep, because there are also those hidden costs associated with the things we don't want to face and release.
Are incredible motivators, because I know I love it when I can have friends over and I'm not embarrassed by like the dishes in the sink and the papers in the entryway. I love the tips that you've given us. So these costs in mind, I am so much more motivated now to get my space organized. Do you have a tip for me and for all of the listeners out there, or a strategy, somewhere we can begin, or one tip that you love the best?
Yeah. Yes. The one mind shift that I would recommend is, how is this item serving you? You got to remember or think about it this way. Your items serve you, not the other way around. So the question of, does this spark joy, is a good question. But sometimes we hold on to things that do make us happy, but they don't serve a purpose, right? So if they're in a closet, they're taking up space of things that do serve us, that do help us, that do propel us. So I would start with the question of, does this item serve you? And I love the hashtag, I am the gatekeeper. You
Awesome.
are the gatekeeper of your life and your space. You decide what items are allowed into your space to serve you. Anything else does not belong.
Ah, that's beautiful. I love that because, yeah, a lot of things bring me joy, but I end up, well, I'm definitely a pack rat. I'm working on it, but you have inspired me. I love these questions, and I know my listeners are going to want to know where to find you. They're going to want more. So, where can we connect with you?
Thank you, Irena, so much for having me. They can find me on my Facebook page. That's Facebook/Sensational Organizing. I'd love to connect with people there. And I also have a free gift for your viewers. If they go to my website at sensationalorganizing.com, I will personally send them a free decluttering guide. It's a decluttering checklist of items they can start to release. They're easy. You can start to release there. Additionally, I have additional mind shifts that they could start to reflect on to help further impact or empower them to release.
Oh, that sounds amazing. So all of those links are going to be down below in the comments. We'll add them in so you can find Elva. Thank you everyone so much for joining us. And thank you, Elva, for being here and sharing this important topic. This is such an important piece to our lives because it will bring so much joy and freedom and fun times with our friends and family. Thank
Yes, it's been my honor. Thank you, Irena, for having me with you.
You're welcome. Thanks everybody for joining. All right. So